Alright, hey guys. Sorry, I'm straightening out my tank top. I'm hot. So, we've had a busy couple days here. I'm hot, so I'm eating it's another one of those outshine ones. Real fruit. So I've been working steadily on the quilt. And this is the one that's going to be for sale. I've got to sew that part together. I haven't done any actual videos in a while, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So here we go. I haven't done a little chat video in a while, but I'll talk to you guys after I get a video in here. So here we go. This one is called Planting a Great Depression Era Garden. Now, I think one of the garden beds that I do, I'm actually going to work in and work in this particular type of garden. I might have to split it up between several different garden beds. But I really like the idea of how they have this, so here we go. Growing a garden for fresh vegetables and to supplement the grocery bill during the summer months is vastly different from growing a garden you're depending on to feed your family for the year. And see, that's how I'm actually going to go about it. Sorry, my hair is such a mess. My father was a small child during the Great Depression, but after it ended, things didn't change much for them. For food during the winter months, they were dependent on what they were able to grow and preserve during the spring, summer, and fall. See, that's actually how I was raised, too. While they never went hungry, my father vividly recalls there were many times when they only had the beans they'd grown that summer to eat. But we never went hungry, he told me. Eating beans for 3 meals a day for days on end isn't something most of us in modern society or the Western world have experienced. We are not monetarily tied to only eating the food we produce on our homestead, but due to practices most large industrial agriculture employs, we strive to raise as much of our own food as possible, and that is our goal. For a family, for Faith First Farm and Homestead, that's our goal. So, if you live in a shorter, warm weather growing climate as we do, this means you've got from the end of May until mid-September. Of course, some years we get lucky and have a late killing frost in October to grow all of your warm weather crops such as tomatoes, peppers, summer and winter squash, and beans. Biggest bang for your seed. This is where crop selection is crucial. Not every vegetable is created equal. While I dearly love crisp lettuce, lettuce by itself is mainly water. It doesn't preserve easily, though I enjoy it paired with a plethora of toppings. I can't mix it with some broth. Lettuce soup just doesn't sound appealing. No. And serve it as a full meal. Here's my criteria when planning which vegetables and varieties to plant. Storage option. Number 1, calories. Number 2, storage options. Number 3, ease of preservation. 4, main meal. 5, variety. Calories. Shelled dried beans provide approximately 150 calories per 1/2 cooked cup with 8 grams of protein. A 1/2 cup of spinach is 37 calories and 2.66 grams of protein. I'm not saying don't grow spinach, but you can see which one of these crops provides a significantly larger amount of calories and protein. Storage options. Can the crop be preserved? Lettuce is almost impossible to preserve. One can argue you could dehydrate it and then grind it into a green powder, but other greens with more nutrients are better suited to do this. If you want a green, consider beets. The immature beet greens can be used in smoothies, stir-fries, and green powders, while the mature beet is the second crop, same amount of space, giving you 2 options from one plant. I love beets. Ease of preservation. Consider preservation in 2 ways. 1, versatile ways of safe preservation, and 2, Easy forms of preservation. Versatility. Consider versatility in your cooking and also if the crop can be safely preserved in a variety of different ways. Some crops aren't safe for canning. Some don't freeze well or aren't conducive to using root cellar techniques. Tomatoes will last a short while once harvested, and green tomatoes will ripen over weeks inside. But once ripe, they need to be preserved in some fashion to last until the following year. They can be frozen, dehydrated, canned, fermented, and freeze-dried, giving an extreme amount of versatility in the kitchen and safe preserving options. Easiest preservation. Shelled beans can be dried on the vine, brought inside, and kept in a cool, dark, and dry cupboard or room with no further prep and will last clear through until spring. Even green beans can be picked, strung on a string, and hung to dry for leather breeches, which is how my grandmother preserved her beans when she didn't have canning jars. This means you can preserve beans without any equipment. Main meal. Can the item be served as a main portion of the meal with just a few additions? A pot of shelled beans can be a meal, though it's best if cooked with a little bit of bacon or ham and served with a side of cornbread. Potato soup is one of our family favorites, and for breakfast we love making potato cakes out of leftover mashed potatoes. Tomatoes can be the base of many meals, from soups, stews, chilies, sauces, and condiments. Variety. When preserving, the variety of vegetables can make the difference between successful long-term storage and your food rotting a few months in. Onions are a staple to almost any dish except sweets. They can also be used medicinally in herbal remedies like fire cider. Sweet onions like Walla Walla will only store for approximately 4 weeks. But long storage types like Patterson and Newburgh will last in storage up to 9 months. I've had Patterson last 10 plus months. If you plan on cooking or canning your tomatoes, a paste variety is a must. They don't have as much water content as slicing varieties, meaning your sauces will thicken faster. While storage varieties are important, so too is picking varieties that are better suited to your climate. If you have a short growing season, you're going to look for varieties that come to harvest sooner. Often they say early in the name. Or if you live in a hotter climate, look for varieties that are drought or heat tolerant. Vegetable list. This is not a comprehensive list. There are many varieties to try, and your choices may look different. But this is an excellent place to start in the exact varieties we've had storage success with. The number of plants per person for a year's worth of food is an average shared from my book, The Family Garden Plan. Obviously, that's from. And this was an article written by Melissa K. Norris. I'll read that little thing when I'm done. Beans. Green pole. Tar Heel green pole bean. My family has been seed saving these for over 100 years. But other varieties, including Kentucky Wonder and Blue Lake Pole, 10 to 15 plants per person. And I am definitely going to dog ear that page because this has what I've been looking for. Shelled beans. Pole beans, Borlato, Layman, Cranberry, Cherokee Trail of Tears, those were yellow beans. Black beans, Scarlet Runner beans, 15 plants per person. Cabbage, Columbia, 3 to 5 plants per person. Carrot, Danvers half long, 25 to 30 per person. Okay. I also really love the purple carrots, like the purple dragon, the cosmic purple. I love the red ones, and the black nebula carrots are one of my favorites. I also love the yellow ones, all of which I can get on Baker's Creek, and I think they sell them on So Right Seeds too, so. Cucumber, Chicago pickling, 2 to 4 per person. I've had a lot of luck with a lot of different cucumbers, so. Garlic, soft neck for longest storage. Inchelium, red garlic, 15 bulbs per person. I'm going to have to really work on getting my garlic to grow. And that is going to be a goal next year. Onion, Blush, Copra, Patterson, and Newburgh, 15 bulbs per person. Potatoes, German Butterball, Dark Red Norland, Russet Norcota, PHP, 10 to 15 plants per person. I also really love the purple potatoes and the Yukon Gold. And then, of course, sweet potatoes are a must in my book. Pumpkin, New England Sugar Pie Winter Luxury, 1 to 2 plants per person. I really, really, really want to get the seeds for the white ones and for the blue ones. Tomatoes, Amish and San Marzano Lungo, 2 for paste variety, 5 plants per person. I love my Cherokee Purple. I really love the Black Beauty, the Black Krim, the pink German pink Brandywine, the black Brandywine. I love all of those ones. Cherokee Purple is one of my favorites though. Winter Squash, Delicata, Zeppelin and Honey Boat variety spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash. I've kept spaghetti squash on our pantry floor for 9 months. Butternut Waltham, 1 to 2 plants per person. You may be wondering why I don't have any summer squash listed, though we definitely grow it aside from freezing, freeze-drying, fermenting, or pickling. Summer squash doesn't store using root cellar techniques, nor can it be safely pressure canned. It is delicious fresh, and we do preserve some using the above methods, but it's not top of the list for our year's worth of food candidates. I hope you'll use this as a foundation for growing varieties that feed your family year-round. And we will. All right. Melissa K. Norris is a 5th-generation homesteader who lives with her husband and 2 children in the Pacific Northwest of Washington State. They raise over 90% of their own organic pasture-raised meat and over 60% of their own fruits and vegetables. Her popular website, melissaknorris.com, and Pioneering Today podcast help thousands of people helps thousands of people live healthier and self-sufficient lives. Okay. So that was all for planting a Great Depression era garden. And I do plan on at least doing a couple garden beds like this just to see how they turn out. So that was all for that one. I'm going to go ahead and get this up there, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.